Happy Stuff and Fluff is moving. And that's not all. Come and join me for a catch-up chit-chat. Hi, my name's Christine L. Conroy. Welcome to Happy Stuff and Fluff, a channel for women who are getting happy, living longer and growing younger. And on this channel we talk about everything to do with getting happy, living longer and growing younger. Today I just want to tell you what's been happening in my life. I have some exciting news for you. Some of you may have noticed already that I'm not in my usual environment. Yes, Happy Stuff and Fluff is moving premises, but that's not all. Mr. Kitchen and I have tipped the bucket. Tipped the bucket. So if you have been with me a while, you'll know what that means. And if you haven't, then I'll leave a video here, a link here to a video that will explain it. In a nutshell, it means just do it. It means that when you have a decision to make, that you're thinking about the pros and cons and that's going on, there comes a point where you just have to do it. And it refers to a time when I used to have the time to go for saunas, and outside the sauna in the shower room was a bucket with a lever which you pulled, and you were drowned in freezing cold icy water. And I used to sit in the sauna thinking, I'm going to do it, and then eventually I would just stand up, go to the shower, and it was a shock and it wasn't pleasant while it was happening, but afterwards you felt fantastic. And in the past, when I've talked to my clients, I've often referred to tipping the bucket, because sometimes we just overthink things and then let opportunities go by. So that's it in a nutshell. Okay, so what happened? Well, grab yourself a coffee and I'll tell you the story. So Mr. Kitchen and I, for most of our married life, worked together running the family business, which was kitchens, bedrooms and office furniture. And then when we'd been working together for around about 25 years or so, I moved off and started to do other things. However, I've always been in the background. Of course, when it's a family business, you don't just finish, it's not kind of 9 to 5, it's all consuming. And so I've always still been there, but in the background, if you like, whilst I've gone on to do things such as coaching and lecturing and so on. And then, of course, we left the family home, sold the family home when the children moved away, and we went to live in the city for what turned out to be 3 years, 3 fantastic years. We loved living in Manchester City, but then finally bought a house in the countryside, quite a way away from where we live. So that was a big change in itself, really. We came here to the countryside, we didn't know anyone in this area, and we used to call off at a little cafe for breakfast. You know me and eating out. So we would go into this little cafe, and there was a lady there who was very warm and welcoming and welcomed us to the area, if you like. So we used to go in quite regularly, in a beautiful spot with farm buildings all around it and lovely countryside. And the place itself was really nice. And we were in there one day, and Mr. Kitchen said, this would have made a fabulous showroom, the size and the shape and where it was and so on. And that was that. We moved on. But then each time we went into this little place, we would say, it would have been a nice showroom. Well, I can't tell you the serendipitous events that took place after. I actually said to this lady whom we'd met, are there any opportunities on this site for any retail development? Well, she put us in contact with someone, and from there on in, it was almost as if everything was just put in place for us to make our decision easy, shall we say. So what has been happening over the last few months, we've been negotiating and finding premises on the site where we could open a new showroom down here where we live. And then we got to the point where it's, well, do we do it or don't we? Now, bear in mind, everyone thought we'd moved down here with an eye to retirement because our son Josh came into the business and he's looking after the business up in Lancashire, pretty much. And so people assumed that we were coming down here to retire. We never were. That was never the point. But they couldn't have been more wrong, because what we did actually do was tip the bucket, sign on the dotted line, and took on a building to open a new kitchen showroom. And this is what we took on. So you can see we've already started mapping out here the designs for the showroom. And you can see through that window the environment we're in. It's a fabulous place. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking fabulous countryside. And so that's what's been happening behind the scenes with me. We've been designing and planning a new showroom. Now, of course, COVID had just ended. We'd moved down here. We didn't know any. It really wasn't, there really were not ideal circumstances to be starting what is essentially a new business. But as I said to you, the serendipitous events, how everyone has been so helpful and so kind, and everything fell into place, that it just feels right. And over the next weeks, if you're interested in, at the end of my videos, I'll show you step by step the designing, the planning, and the actual finished showroom. So that's how we tipped the bucket. We've opened a new kitchen showroom just a few minutes away from where we live. Now, how that makes a massive difference to me is I'm coming out from behind the scenes in the family business and becoming more involved. And it's a fabulous opportunity for me to bring together my passions, which are positive psychology and well-being, and of course, interior design. I'm very much interested in well-being design. I know that if our environments are conducive to who we are and the way we want to live, it's a fabulous base to help us to be able to live the lives that we want to live. And I'm very excited at being able to help to create those kind of environments for people. I will never, ever stop being involved in positive psychology or in happy stuff and fluff for that matter. As long as my channel is growing and you're interested in watching, then I'm always here. I will always be here to be able to share any knowledge that I have that might help you in your life. So come along on this journey with me. I'd love you to do that. I can either do completely separate videos on what's going on at the showroom. I can tag them on to the end of my happy stuff and fluff videos. Let me know if you're interested in seeing the new showroom and so on. Tell me in the comments box below, and I'll certainly include that. So it's very exciting. It's very full on. Certainly not retiring, that's for sure. I'm going to leave a link down below to a video that explains what this new company is about. So please watch that and give me your comments. I'd love to know what you think. And I'll speak to you next time. And until then, remember that on the Happy Stuff and Fluff, we're getting happy, living longer and growing younger. See you soon. Bye-bye.